Thank you, Tamsin, and welcome back to GB News Live. Now, thousands of Afghan refugees are reportedly set to be perhaps forced to move out of hotels under the latest government plans. There are believed to be some 9,000 families currently living in hotels across the UK after they fled the Taliban in August 2021. The Times newspaper has reported they'll be given a few months' notice before being moved out to other housing, but it sparked concerns that some could then become homeless if they decline that particular offer. According to the newspaper, it will not apply to asylum seekers housed in hotels by the Home Office. Well, the Refugee Council says it's deeply concerned that those who've already experienced trauma and upheaval could be at risk of being left homeless and destitute on the streets of Britain. For more now, let's actually talk to Dr. Nurul Haq Nassimi, Director of the Afghanistan and Central Asian Association. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. This is, we have to perhaps reflect, an effort by the Veterans Minister, Johnny Mercer, to actually, as he might see it, house them properly. But I gather the problem is if they don't agree with the various accommodation they've been found, they effectively could be left homeless.
The families brought to the United Kingdom in August 2021 after the collapse of Kabul. So I think that under Operation Warm Welcome, the government failed to implement the exit strategy. These people, these families, they have traumatized, displaced. They were working with the British authorities in Afghanistan and giving them, first of all, leaving them at the bridging hotels for 20 months. It wasn't the right action, the right policy, and it wasn't the right decision. But then now, giving them 3 months' notice to leave the accommodation, of course, this is against the refugee conventions as well as against the UK law and legislations to make such a very emotional decision made by the government. I think that the government should maybe think more carefully before making any decision. They have to have a proper consultation, coordination with the grassroots organizations across the United Kingdom in order to understand the situation more in depth.
Yes, Johnny Mercer, the minister, says that he believes 3 months, he says, is a reasonable time frame in the minds of our Afghan friends, with significant support, he said, from central and local government at every step required. Would you acknowledge that a hotel room is not the best place for some of these families? I think half of the 8,000 have children as well, that cannot be allowed to continue.
As I said at the first place, the government shouldn't leave them in the bridging hotels for 20 months. But then, living in the bridging hotels for the past 20 months, these people, they adapted into the local life.
Yes.
They have started integrating them into the local life. Enrolling their children into the local schools. Some of them, they found a job in the local area. And then now pushing them or moving these refugees from particular location to a place which is hundreds miles away. I don't think that this is the right. Maybe rational decision.
Yeah, so the key for you would be to find them the permanent accommodation as near to where they are at the moment, because they've managed to start building some kind of life in that area.
As I said that, I don't think that in 3 months' time, 3 months is very short notice. I don't think that within 3 months' time, the Home Office will be in a capacity to provide the right accommodations. On the other hand, if the refugees will not accept the offer, they might become homeless. And this is my concerns as a community leaders at the Afghanistan and Central Asian Association. And we want to make sure that the Home Office will respect the views of those refugees who are stuck in the bridging hotels to find the solution in coordination with the refugee community organizations across the United Kingdom.
Dr. Nassimi, thank you very much indeed for bringing us your view on that here on GB News. And as Dr. Nassimi was saying, the Refugee Council, Enver Solomon, the Chief Executive Officer, saying he was deeply concerned by the details of the plan, saying there is a risk that it could lead to people who fled the Taliban in Afghanistan being left homeless and destitute on the streets of Britain. That is not how those who were promised a warm welcome in the UK should be treated, he said. More reaction, of course.